This NFL Props Super Wild Card Weekend edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and legal in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by the SGPN NFL Playoff Challenge, sponsored by Edge Boost. Free to enter in 20,000 in Edge Boost deposit bonuses up for grabs. Enter today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NFL Playoff.
What's up, everybody? You're watching SGPN. Fuck the Cowboys. Let's go, baby.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. It's an electric slate. Electric slate. What is going on here?
Oh, look at that
this.
angle.
Oh,
What's
yes.
going
wow.
on?
I think I bumped the camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
that was
well,
great though.
Throw
Looked like
that
we were
one
in-
out.
Looked like we were in remote somewhere.
Ryan's not on screen. When I was bringing in,
I think you bumped the camera.
I did bump the
Yeah, there you
camera. Yes, a dog is joining us in studio. I was moving his bed in, and I may have bumped it. So
Yeah.
Dog.
Oklahoma
Dog.
drill. Sean versus the camera. Sean wins.
Ryan, we all win because we're talking NFL props, and we are joined by the ladder llama himself, the ladder laddie, the ladder daddy. The ladder lads are the people that enjoy hopping on the ladders. The man in the box.
That's how you
the
offend
host
people.
of the Bottom Line Bombs, Mr. C.J. Sullivan.
And the Bet Detective. I want to throw that out there
yes.
because that new merch is out there at the merch store.
Yes.
Don't forget playoffs promo code all month long for 15% off.
Look
Get
at
yourself-
this.
Jesus Christ.
Get yourself a man in the box and a Bet Detective. Soon we have to have. Do we have any laddy daddy or ladder shirts coming up?
What do you think?
Where's that
Maybe
at?
I'm thinking like a skin tight tank top, laddie daddy.
I like that. Let's
Leave
really
to get
pu-
your ass kicked for
Let's
something
push
like
that
that.
provocateur.
Yes.
The tank top it kind of is a ladder. If there's a ladder of clothing.
That's
if you
true.
will, you know.
That's
Yeah,
true.
if you can,
Fishnet is like clothing ladder.
Right.
You can climb it in all directions.
Josh, if you can pull up the, we do have a couple ladder shirts recently added into the merch store. I really like the one with a bunch of flames and the ladder. Pull that up, Josh. We got to get those firing if you can. You can of course get these. Yeah, like click on some of the flame ones. The tree one's cool too. If you're looking to get the kitty out of the tree, that is a sweet shirt we got there. The SGPN Ladder Company.
Oh.
Very fun. A
Oh.
little on the wholesome side.
And there's kitties in the tree.
Yeah, they got the nice little cat in the
an
tree.
extra small size. All right. One of those for
XS
kids.
for the for the little for the lads.
Yes.
The lad sizes.
Whoa.
The Ladder Company ones are
Jesus.
personally my favorite.
Whoa.
I think it pairs well with like a the white or the gray. It looks
Wow,
pretty.
I might have to
sharp.
pick one of those up.
Yeah,
You know, we almost
just-
need a patch or something
Yeah.
you can put on your car. Looks like you're supporting the local fire
Yeah.
department, but it's actually just a
it's just you
sign to your
supporting
fellow
the Ladder
DJ.
Company.
I support Ladder Union,
Yeah, you're-
SGPN.
Your degenerate takes are safe here.
Yeah, I might have to pick one of those ladder shirts up. I just came across some SGPN bucks, so maybe I'll
Ooh.
throw that around out there.
Toss them around. Yeah, we got a bunch of props. Of course, also get into our free SGPN playoff challenge. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NFL playoff up to 20,000 in edge boost bonuses up for grabs. We got that. Ryan, did you include any props from the Monday night game? Because we are doing our recap show Sunday. I didn't put any Eagles Bucks props in. I'm waiting until Sunday night to give them out.
I'll leave it off.
But CJ, I feel free to fire.
I left it completely off of my mind, of my sheets.
Do you want to enrage me
Right.
with your just Baker Mayfield overs?
Hey, take a look at my Super Bowl prediction on the SGPN marks. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I would say I like. I touch on the game maybe, but I'll leave the prop off. I did have a prop. I didn't really think about it. I'll save it for Sunday night, Sean.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll say if the Eagles get by Tampa Bay, they win the Super Bowl, no problem.
Oh,
look out! Look out!
But there's a but
Don't
to that.
let the birds get hot.
But there's a but to that. I don't think they're getting by Tampa Bay.
Oh no!
Oh no. Sean's feeling it. He's coming because he was feeling like you're feeling on Sunday night.
I was dowered.
Yeah.
And then he came all the way around to where we played the Rocky music.
The problem is,
Okay.
I'm pissed off. I'm angry at the team. It's the 12 stages of grief or whatever it is. And then it's just Monday, you suck. Tuesday, you suck.
Yep.
Wednesday, and I got to do all these.
If you hear it,
I'm going on VSiN. What am I
What's
supposed
wrong
to say?
with the Eagles,
I
Sean?
suck.
I know.
We suck. I'm not gonna say that. I don't got that in me.
No, I'm with you.
And so as the week goes along, as I hear and see everyone talking so much trash, and of course my bets are up over on Cut. If you want to take action, try and take my money. Try and take it from me. Claw it out of my cold dead Eagles claws. You can get in over there. Promo code SGPN on Cut.
I saw on the earlier show this morning, Nick Fortune said, "You're lucky, Sean, that I'm not in a legal state, or I'd be taking that money off you."
Well, he must be in one of the Cut is in 40 states, so
Yeah.
I don't know what state he's in, but the maybe he's just fooling, Ryan.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Sounds
maybe
like-
he's actually scared to put his money where his mouth
Yeah, it
is.
sounds like he's in a drunken, cowardly state, if you ask me.
He is a Niners fan, so I think he's just trying to troll you guys. I do have a serious question. Some are wondering, Sean. There have been reports that Bill Belichick has a deal in place with a team who is not yet to fire his head coach.
Oh,
do you have any
really?
comment around this being the Philadelphia Eagles? And would you be happy to see Bill Belichick walk through those doors?
Let's see. No, I wouldn't be excited about Belichick being our head coach. Do I think there's a chance Sirianni gets fired? Sure. It depends how much stuff is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Certainly, it's a possibility. Like with Chip Kelly, where everyone that worked at the building hated him, and he wasn't going to he got them to cancel the Christmas party. Jeffrey Lurie, who's a Jewish man, who just loves Christmas parties. That really pissed him off. But if there's stuff like that going around, him getting fired is realistic. And if it's a national embarrassment on Monday night, him getting fired is realistic. I would, from what I know about Jeffrey Lurie and the type of coaches he hires, he would not be interested in hiring Nick Sirianni. And I would be shocked if Bill Belichick would want to coach a team that Howie Roseman is the general manager. That to me
Are you
sounds
saying
completely
Belichick
out of character.
is an anti-Semite?
No, I just think a guy like Howie Roseman that's,
A little too hands-on.
never been like a real quote unquote football guy,
Oh, no.
a numbers guy. I mean, Chip hated him. I think Chip and Belichick are probably closer in people type, like, kind of weird personalities, but considered good football minds, at least Chip for his run there. I mean, CJ.
Well, I'm saying, speaking of hands-on, I think that rumor is more towards if Tampa Bay loses, they can fire their coach, and Belichick following the Tom Brady route, going down
to Tampa,
and Robert Kraft showing him exactly what massage therapists are hands-on in the Southern Florida area.
I could definitely see him going the Florida route, the Tampa
Begs
route.
the question: what other team that is still in the playoffs, or I guess any team, is yet to fire their coach?
I mean, I think CJ's onto something.
Packers, no.
Maybe the Steelers, but I don't think so. Tomlin finished the season well.
There's rumors of him wanting to
I mean,
leave.
Buffalo could be a real deal thing.
That would light the world on fire.
No, I mean, Sean McDermott was legit on the hot seat. I think if they missed the playoffs, he might have been gone. And I think if Bill Belichick does decide to coach again, it's going to be like an instant, quick fix type situation where You don't have to draft a quarterback.
Also-
mentor him.
Also, the rumor wasn't exactly that this team is currently in the playoffs. It's just that this hasn't fired their coach yet.
Yeah.
Now, I know this guy was coach of the year last year, but
whoa.
Bill Belichick and the Giants do have a certain connection and a history. Is there one place Belichick would love to return to?
Ooh, the scene of the crime. No, everything
Scene
is
of the
going.
crime. Bring Parcells.
You bring up
in.
a great point.
Everything's going great in New York.
Giants
Mike
have an
Kafka is really excited to work with Table
They're
again.
taking the O-line seriously. I read or heard.
It's important that you stick to facts, Sean. Now you're just creating tabloids. But they do have an open defensive coordinator position. Belichick would fit nicely under Dable there.
Can Saban coach? Saban can coach defense. Isn't that his thing?
Saban was on the staff.
Yeah, get them on the staff together.
Saban coached under Belichick for a couple of years.
Finally, get some class in that
It's like
organization.
the cast of Lost Vegas. Or what was that one where all the old guys get together?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
Yes.
Las Vegas.
They did
I
just.
mean, they had
Get the band back together. One last caper.
The
Yeah.
Giants did just hire the offensive line coach for the Raiders, who was Scarnecchia's assistant up
Yes,
in New England.
sir. This is
Pieces are
not
coming
gossip.
together.
I love this.
So yeah, the carousel carries on. Yeah, we read it. And also teaser to the end. My Degens only. I am debuting a new type of construction based bet.
Very good tease, Ryan.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, let's get to some business, including Little Caesars, where they're constructing delicious pretzel crust pizzas Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Imagine living in a country where 7 days a week you can get a pepperoni pretzel crust pizza at a reasonable price. And we're not talking about skimpy pepperoni. We're talking about pepperoni piled high with a goldeny, buttery brown pretzel crust. Look at that. Look at that goldeny, buttery, the butter brush. That's how you know you're in a great country. I love America. I love Little Caesars. The salt sprinkles, they are delicious. They are to die for. Love me some Little C's pizza. Perfect for the NFL Super Wild Card Sunday or weekend, as it's Little Caesars is the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. You can get it delivered or in-store pizza portal pickup. Grab some friends and enjoy a few slices during the game. We're also brought to you by DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs. It's bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. I crafted my same game parlay for on DraftKings, and the price I'm looking at right now is 350 to 1. So you bet $1, you win $350. I mean, you got bonus bets. It's got bonus right in the word. You got to go big or go home, and you can do it over on DraftKings. Use the promo code SGP. Again, bet $5, get $200 instantly in bonus bets with the code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. New York, call 878-HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available. We also got at the website ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Sorry, Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issue, and see DKNG/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Let's game responsibly, Kramer. What do you got for your forced prop bet?
Just wanted to throw Colin's thought on the screen first. We were discussing Belichick, team that hasn't fired their coach yet, that might be looking to fire their coach. Claiming the Saints are going to fire Alan Belichick, spelled incorrectly, and Jameis bring home the Lombardi. I would love that. I'm not sure Belichick's looking to deal with Jameis. Also, Jameis is a free agent.
Oh, where does he end up?
Oh, I would love if the Giants signed him.
Really?
Give me a drafted quarterback, give me Jameis, and give me Dan Jones going into next year. I feel good. DeVito on the practice
That's
squad.
one hell of a quarterback room.
Oh my God!
Make Winston the coach of the Saints.
I love his aggressive style. They clearly play for him.
They play for him. They unionize
You got Jamal Williams in the end zone.
collectively. He knows how to hit a
Unlike
props.
Dennis Allen, it only took him one play to get Jamal Williams in the end zone.
No
Took
shit.
Dennis Allen an entire season. You sign a guy like Jamal Williams, don't give him a tutty.
James Wilson, not even player coach, coach and caterer, whatever it's got to do. Eat those L's and W's.
L's,
those
W's,
legs.
crab legs, allegedly Uber drivers. He had an eclectic taste. All right, you want to talk prop, Sean?
Oh yeah. That's why I'm here, Ryan.
Oh, I figured I'd move off the Uber driver joke.
Yeah.
Right into a
zoom past that one.
Right into a solid. All right, I'll try to go in chronological order. I think I have one from each game. Now that we're excluding one of the games, that's gonna actually work almost perfectly.
Perfect. We got our 4 regs
and then a ladder. All right, here we go. Basic. Because I did the same thing last week. Copy paste. Nico Collins over 74.5 receiving yards. There are reports coming out that Ward did get back on the practice field.
Oh, okay, that's huge.
And he is I found one report that it was actually Ian Rappaport, so it's hard to trust it when it's a standalone report. But he is suggesting that Ward got back out there and should be good to go for the game. I also watched an interview with Greg Newsome, one of the other defensive backs. His body language would suggest to me it's not as certain that he didn't seem so certain that he was going to be good to go. So who knows if he really did get back out there, he should be fine. That doesn't matter though. I think in this game, in the way this game could project to play, I've heard a number of people handicap the Browns and talk about how, if you take away the big plays from the Browns defense on the road, it's actually pretty similar to its home defense. Well, no shit. If you take the big plays away from any defense, they look a lot better. It's a ridiculous thing to say out loud when you're talking about
Who are these
football,
people saying it, Ryan?
especially when
Let's get them.
Cleveland plays, or I'm sorry, Houston plays for the big play. CJ Stroud looks for these big plays, and Nico Collins is that threat. We saw the way he started the game last week. Bank right off the bat. Nico Collins right to the window, 74.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Denzel Ward's not 100%. Even as a guy who's feeling pretty good about his Cleveland Browns plays, I see that angle.
He was coming off the injury in the last game, didn't do shit against the Browns, so he's got a personal bit of a revenge spot there. I'm sure he wants to show out.
I'm gonna stay in that game. It's a dome game. It's a wild card game. It's a game where a legend by the name of Joe Flacco will be playing over 268.5 passing yards. He's got 4 games in a row where he's gone over 300. He's passing 40 plus times a game. He's got 1,616 yards in 5 games. In 5 games, Joe Flacco is averaging 303, point something passing yards. I mean, even if you like the Texans, Joe Flacco passing yards is tough to dispute, because if the Texans get up, they're going to be passing even more. Even in that Jets game where he only had 29 passing attempts, it's because they got up so big so early and sat on everything. In the Texans game last time they played, he threw for 368. So even if you adjust a little bit, 268 still feels like a very doable number for Mr. Joseph Flacco. Oh. CJ, I know you're on the Browns. How say you?
I am on the Browns. I do believe the Browns will eventually lose in spectacular Browns fashion.
It's going to be painful.
Yeah, but it's not this week. This week only works.
It's going to be the AFC Championship when they're up big.
This week gets them
fumble.
This week only gets the fans riled up even more and gets them more in a
Yeah, they need their hype up.
Now Flacco threw for 368 last time they played the Texans, which was only a couple weeks ago.
Yep,
if I recall.
No, Houston is getting some guys back on defense, but still,
good for them.
80 yards is a pretty big adjustment.
And I believe, if my stats are correct, 367 of those 368 yards were to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper. You
might have rounded up there.
I pushed it up
close.
A little bit.
Felt like it.
Something like that. He was putting up Flipper Anderson type numbers. And
where's Colby for your Flipper Anderson reference?
Willie Flipper Anderson. His prop is at 75.5. The last time we saw Cooper was this game, because then he sat out. The best ball debacle is carrying with that. He got everyone through, and then he sat out versus Jets.
Really?
He could have played last week, but they didn't need him. Everyone sat down. It was more of a bye. So I think that's what people might be afraid of. But since Flacco came back, Cooper's been the alpha with him, and he's been such a rapport. Him and Yoku. I like Yoku as well, but I think.
I can listen to
my
CJ
daughter
say,
loves Noki too.
Yeah, I definitely heard some Noki in there.
We do it all for the Yoku.
I love yes.
I mean, I certainly like. I think I've really locked in on the idea that I like Cooper over Njoku this.
So now, CJ, sorry, did you say you're on Cooper?
That's a soft N. You're saying on the joke. Okay,
you're going Cooper yards or catches?
I'm going catches. Reception yards. I'm sorry,
Yards. Okay.
His catches is 5.5, which it's plus money for 129.
No, you wanted the yards,
but I want the yards
because they're like the Texans. They're big game hunters.
Yeah, I want the yards because Flacco does spread it around. 75.5. He should be. I think he should be easily in the 90s and for this game, and that's if they're sitting on a lead.
A lot has been made of the Flacco wild card round record.
Yes.
Have you actually gone back and look at some of these game lines he had? 2009, 9 for 23, 135 yards.
Yep, got the dub.
2009, 4 of 10 for 34 yards and an interception. Dub, 33-14. I mean, 14 of 27, 2 touchdowns. Dub. That was the Texans.
That's
game.
Completely different player.
That was that was a different NFL, Ryan.
Good Lord.
Understood. He does have some nice games in the 2015 playoffs. The last time he was there, almost 10 years ago.
I will say there's a minor fear of you're chasing a number with Amari Cooper because it was the last time he was out there. But I will say that the books are afraid too. His ladder, I checked the ladder.
Wow.
It's not even worth.
Dangerous.
Really?
Don't even.
Not
stay
even
near
worth getting it out of the garage. Keep it in the garage. They're terrified of another Amari Cooper explosion. I'll just say that.
Oh, Ryan. While we're talking ladders and construction, I have not heard back on our free extension cord. It seems that they.
What about the leaf blower?
The leaf blower company didn't get back to me either. I think they're just these automated emails. Well, I think I insulted the RV guy a little bit by saying he asked, do I have an RV that I could shoot the extension cord review in? And I said no, but I'm willing also to take a free RV as part of the arrangement. And he probably thought I was joking. I would definitely take. I maybe he thinks we're kidding around, but if you send me a leaf blower or extension cord, it will get reviewed on this show, and it'll probably be a positive review.
We should cross the porn bot advertisings with the leaf blowers and gardening tools.
Yeah, how does blowing and sucking not? There should be some shop vac crossovers. I need a new shop vac. That's on my to-do list. Kramer,
we've already discussed this a little bit, so I'm kind of cheating, but it's in so many underdog entries, so many prize pick entries, so many everything entries already this week that Josh Allen 8.5 rushing attempts has to be in there. Maybe we can even call it a free square, and I think I have enough to get by, even if I need another one. But game location may change, Sean. Feels like the NFL is drumming up some drama about nothing. There's no way they moved this game.
Well, they moved it last year. We looked into research but Buffalo had thunder snow last year, if you recall. They like to give it to those 90s apocalypse movie titles to sort of Snowpocalypse and Thunder Snow. So they moved that game into a dome. Remember that? It was
week 11.
It was Browns Bills.
You know what this is about?
And they moved it to Detroit.
If you're not aware of this story, I believe it's either the stadium they're currently in or the Bills are building a new stadium, correct?
Yep.
Well, they're as part of the new stadium, the design, they attempted to create some sort of mesh concept that was intended to be able to affect the wind.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
This is what happens when you play with Mother Nature and try to be God.
They're going to patch up all the broken tables by fans outside.
They're not letting you play football So yeah, 8.5 rushing attempts. That you could talk me into James Cook rushing attempts as well. I think they're just going to have to run the ball a ton. Josh Allen 8.5 rushing attempts. When he's got to get it, he's got to have it, and when he's got to have it, he uses his legs. Seems like an easy one, especially if there's weather. Now, if they move this to Cleveland, my understanding is there's still expected to be weather there too. So maybe not as extreme. Was discussing this a little bit with CJ ahead of the show. Not sure if it affects my handicap on rushing attempts at all, but does seem like it helps the Bills if it moves to better weather. That's objectively
they're a dome
accurate.
team.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I'm not willing to go on that island.
They're certainly not a Buffalo team. Ironically, that's why last week they should have lost to the Dolphins, so they could have run it back and play at Miami again this week. Because the last thing they want to do is be in Buffalo with that weather, with the way they run their team, because they don't run the ball.
Ryan, you skipped ahead. You didn't do your Miami KC prop. You skipped ahead to the Sunday.
You know why?
That's fine.
Rearranged for the lat. All right, whatever. I'll get back to it.
CJ, what do you got? What's your next prop?
Well, which one do I do chronologically now? Should I follow? I'll follow.
You do what you, gotta
can,
do.
You can do Bills.
No,
as Steelers.
yeah, I'll follow
Okay.
Kramer here. I know how to adapt. I'm classically trained here.
You are an improv.
A
improviser.
through E in Second City Conservatory.
Oh, wow.
So I know how to
Very
perform.
well
Yeah,
done.
so I will yes and that one and continue in that game. Now this is also a stipulation. This game has to be played in Buffalo for the one to go.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the 50-mile-an-hour crosswinds just,
and
just sound amazing.
And real quick, obviously check your sportsbook rules, but most places,
All places.
okay, all places, if they move venue or location, if they move the game, the
No
bet's
action.
void.
No action.
Well,
if
books generally protect themselves with a time location clause that
Yeah.
allows them to say, okay, this is clearly a different situation.
Right.
But the time thing, like if they delay the game an hour, it's still action, right?
That's usually wrapped around like changing it to the next day. Like
Okay,
there's been times where they've had to push a game out to like a day or two out due to weather. And that will cause the same thing because obviously it changes things.
Now,
around.
I was a guy who lost a lot of money on the Tuesday night football game. Probably, like if you broke my gambling losses down, Tuesday would have to been the worst because
You're not a good Tuesday
I go,
bettor?
no way, the Eagles lose at home to Joe Webb. Come on.
Oh,
And that game unfortunately was action.
Yeah.
And beginning of the end of the that sweet mini
That was
run
that
with
was a
Vic.
Tuesday nighter, right? That
Yeah,
game?
it was the game after the game of the Miracle in the Meadowlands.
Yes, I recall. They didn't win a game. They didn't win a game after that Miracle of Meadowlands.
No, it was crazy.
Matt fucking Dodge.
Amazing.
Don't get me started.
Well, or Coughlin. He went right after him, like it wasn't his fault either. So. Anyway, for that game, if we get those 50-mile-an-hour crosswinds, of course, the passing the ball will be very difficult.
Yes.
In a normal condition, as you're saying, no matter where it is, in a dome, passing the ball is still very difficult for Mason Rudolph, if I believe. His total's at 154.5. I'm not afraid of that. I'm going under 154.5 passing yards. I don't see him getting to 100. Josh Allen's also 212.5. I don't mind that under as well for passing yards. That seems like a lot. I don't think people understand what 50-mile-an-hour crosswinds
It's going to be bonkers.
I mean, you have to throw.
You remember that one that Bills Patriots game where the Pats threw it like 3 times?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We're saying, especially when it comes to Pittsburgh. Najee Harris has been coming on. Him and Jalen Warren. I don't see if they do throw the ball, it will not be past 5 yards past the line, 5 or 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. It'll be nothing like that. The only way this possibly happens is if something happens like last week where they break off a 70-yard play on a slant. That's like a 5-yard pass where if a guy slips in a bad weather.
There was a graph on Reddit that essentially showed the relationship between wind and like EPA. And once you get up to 40-mile-an-hour wind, every mile per hour is effectively worth 1/10 of a point. And so,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you end up in a place where because you can't play with pace. You can't run.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see. That's football. Like, just give us the game. Don't cancel the game in Buffalo. That's going to look like football.
Yeah, and you're going to see gloves. You're going to see conditions. I love when players like who do not like that weather have to deal with it. The couches, the hands,
wetsuit.
the wetsuit.
The wetsuit's just such a such a fugazi move. I do this show over with Doug Stanhope and Brennan Walsh. Get to the points. It's a fun, wacky show on Doug's YouTube channel.
Yeah, we got to squeeze in that
The
plug.
plug
in
the
there.
well, because we were talking about this game, and Doug goes, "I'm a libertarian. I'm an anarchist. But if they try to move this game, we need to get the government involved. This is what the government should be for, ensuring that snow games can happen in the playoffs."
Because they always cop out with saying, "Well, it's for the safety of the fans." You don't
fans
need you
jumping through tables.
There's no such thing as the safety of the Buffalo fans.
Yes.
Buffalo fans are just fine. Thank you very much.
For me, I'm also in that game. I think there's a lot of fun ways to play this, as far as the under on the passing yards, receiving yards, stuff like that. I'm gonna look to the Pittsburgh side right now over on DraftKings promo code SGP. You can get Jalen Warren over 8.5 rushing attempts at +125. I really like that. I think if you look at Jalen Warren, last few games, 9, 13, 8, 10, he's been getting involved a lot more in the rushing game. And 5 catches, 4, 5, 5. If they decide like, hey, we're having trouble throwing the ball, period, maybe some of those catches even become runs. I think they like Jalen Warren. They like what he does with the ball. They're gonna get him his touches, and I think even a couple less catches would end up meaning some more runs. So plus odd. I mean, Najee Harris is 15.5. I like that over, but it's -135. A lot can happen in 16 rushing attempts. Jalen Warren over 8.5 at +125. Fun little plus odds there. How say you, Kramer?
As I was listening to you talk about Jalen Warren, I just completely have missed the Steelers. Whether it's best ball, fantasy, like the FFPC, it's props. I'm just not interested at all in anything Steelers related. I can't get there. I understand they're a professional football team. I know that they'll find a way to do something here. But at the end of the day, I just don't want to take that bet. In my mind, there's a chance that Mason Rudolph comes out and just looks like hot garbage.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I guess the Warren angle's fun.
Najee Harris has been hot. I think both Harris and Warren will be fine.
Well, they figured out that rotation of like kind of, hey, who gets what when, that kind of stuff. So I think they're gonna at least try to run the ball a bunch against the Bills
For sure.
All right, I went out of order. My bad. Getting back into the Chiefs game, we kind of touched on it in the breakdown about how much of a great matchup this could be for Travis Kelce. I understand the weather looks horrible, but how he does again. We just watched Dalton Kincaid casually get 84 yards against this team. This is Travis Kelce we're talking about. Sean, you want to hear his opening games in the playoffs in his career?
Yep.
8 catches, 128 yards, 5 for 77, 4 for 66. Those were bad games, but if you remember, Sean, one of those games he got knocked out in glorious fashion.
I know, because it cost us. We had, what was it, FFPC
Yep.
or some sort of parlay with him, and like he was the only guy we needed.
But then since that game in 2018, 2019, 7 for 108, 2020, 10 for 134 and 3 touchdowns, by the way. 2021, 8 for 109, 2022, 5 for 108. And last year, 17 targets, 14 catches, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. His receiving yardage prop is at 56.5. I understand it's going to be cold.
Tough to catch the ball, especially
their
when your
linebackers are all backups. All of them are backups.
Well, don't make any jokes like that, Sean.
We're cool with the Swifties. Relax, dude. It's fine. Just download Peacock.
Don't Joe Coy yourself out of here.
Download Peacock. I certainly,
her reaction shot to that joke is great.
Which wasn't even about her.
It's like it's the tamest joke you could come up with.
Sean, if you could believe it, his 100-yard prop for this game is 5-1.
What? I cannot believe. It is.
It is cold. It is cold.
Yeah.
But you don't think he's going to get worked in? I don't know what this is.
He's locked in.
I like him and Rashee Rice. I think everyone else.
It's the fucking playoffs. You don't think they're going to
playoffs?
17 targets last year. No Tyreek Hill. What do they? No receivers.
Yeah.
What do they do? Load up Travis Kelce.
Ryan, I'll stay in that game. I do think it's gonna be tough to throw the ball, especially when you're a shitty quarterback like Tua.
Oh wow!
And you put them in weather conditions. And if the Dolphins have a chance of covering backdoor and maybe even winning outright, it's going to be Mostert. It's going to be Achane. It's going to be those type of guys. Maybe Hill has a little bubble screen. He could get some easy stuff, but I just don't think the yards are going to be there. Tua under 230.5 passing yards. To me, I'm all over this. He had 194 the last time they played. That was in ideal conditions in Germany. I mean, he's coming off a game against the Bills. He had 173, and he's making his first playoff start on the road, hostile environment, cold weather.
He's going to be in a thick wetsuit, so not as mobile.
Yep.
What do you think? 9 millimeters?
What are we doing here?
He's going full winter suit.
Yeah, I just don't like the formula where he's like dropping bombs to Tyreek, and maybe it is the Tyreek yards after catch. I did have Tyreek in my FFPC lineup, but I think that's more, maybe he gets a touchdown, a lot of PPR stuff, but I don't know, man. And maybe, I could see Tyreek Hill having 100 yards and him still not hitting 230.5, because who else is going to catch balls for this team?
Cedric Wilson.
I love it. Just
Braxton Berrios?
No, just to add on to that, he's also rumors. I was told he was wearing 2 gloves this weekend. That's his choice for the cold.
Tua?
It's the coldest football playoff game in the history, and he's going to wear double gloves.
Okay, problem solved.
Not sure if it's 2 gloves, as Kramer said earlier, 2 gloves on one hand.
My first thought was he's double bagging it.
Right.
I mean, the wife wears the liner and then the glove on top of the liner.
Sure.
So
So
when you take the glove off, you don't want to have that bare. So maybe Tua's going to have a liner under his glove so he can stay warm.
So I love a double glove under 2. I also had under 2.5 one, but I also had a separate one just in case. So I love that under 231. Real quick, by the way, just a quick Degen parlay taste I'll toss out there. Just to get it on, just to get it on record. Now, of course, to parlay off that Tua not being able to throw the ball in a tight game like this, any all hands on deck kitchen sink. Now, Tua is not a big rusher, but I can see a situation where he breaks one off.
Yeah.
A quick ladder, one play. All you need for this, an ultimate ladder. If you top off 25.5 rushing yards, that plays 46 to 1.
What?
46 to 1.
For how many
You can
yards?
find that at Bet Online. 25.5 yards. That is one run. That is one thing that needs to happen to get a 46 to 1 play for Tua. Maybe even 2 runs. He's ran for 15. Now, granted, he hasn't hit that number yet this year.
Might have to push back a little on the one run. 2 in a wetsuit.
Yeah, it'd be
2
3
runs.
It could,
No,
be,
but
it could be 3 runs. It could be 3 runs, and he's had 3 for 15 this year. He's had longs of 9 and 10. That's all you need is a couple of.
Kramer, when the podcast airs, edit out where CJ gave that because they're gonna move the number because all it takes is like 5 of our listeners. What is it at now? I'm not joking.
Right.
If they see like
let's
if they see a dozen people on the same Tua
for sure.
Tua rushing prop.
Yeah, for the live listeners, hammer that right now. I mean, just for fun, 25.
26 plus 4 5
Oh
4
my
4.
God.
4 5 4 4. So came down a
I
little
might
bit.
have to get the Bitcoin wallet in the middle of the show.
Oh wait, just tried to put it. Let's see. I tried to get down on it. I just said expired, so it might have left the.
This show is patched through the counters of the Caribbean to all these.
I mean, if
Ryan, if you can get 50 on that for me,
50,
please do.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
What do you think? I mean, you're kind of that's a disrespectful thing to say to me. There's no way they're gonna let me get 50.
No, you're right. Ryan has
the book. Let me see.
I can get you 25.
All right, put me in for 25.
I love it. But in the game, so off the Tua, that's just my little taste there for the Gen.
I love it.
Beautiful little in synco. But speaking of rushing, Isaiah Pacheco, Panko's bread crusted.
Oh, delicious.
Incredible on a chicken tender. You put that in the air fryer, both sides, and you have yourself an Isaiah Pacheco cutlet fillet. 65.5 is his rushing prop. I think he hits this easily. The cartoon spaz running back that he is. I love. First of all, Miami's defense is just falling apart. That's where the injuries are really building up. And I was saying to them, the way Miami's falling apart is pretty easily diagnosed. It's their defense that's gotten injured because their offense is so fast. The defense has had to hold the ground, and now because they're on the field a lot, and now they're on the field extremely a lot, and you could just run right through them. Pacheco, 65.5 is his total for rushing. You can ladder that all the way up to 120 at 7 to 1. By the way, if you really
keep going,
if you want
Ship
Pacheco ladder, you start at 100 is 470, 100 is 330, 110 475, 127 100. But over 65.5 should be no problem.
Fire in the hole.
Hey, maybe you want to go check out some of these playoff games, and you're thinking, "Oh, it's last minute. I'm going to get totally screwed with the ticket prices." No, you have Game Time. And you have the promo code SGPN. You can save $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create the account, redeem the code. $20 off when you use the promo code SGPN. I mean, we're talking about the weather. There could be some cold conditions, or maybe you got tickets with someone who's super soft. They don't want any part of that game, and they're looking to sell their ticket. You can also do that on Game Time. You can get images of your seat before you buy. You've of course got the low price guarantee. Producer Josh is pulling up the sweet visuals of Arrowhead Stadium. I mean, I look at that price, very reasonable. $49 to get in. Of course, you can hit the all-in price. You can see the total price you would get, but cheapest price, $48 to get into Arrowhead. That would be all. It looks like an amazing venue. Never seen a game there, is on the bucket list. And they have, as you see, they have flash deals as well. GameTime.co, promo code SGPN. And of course, also brought to you by Cut. If you haven't signed up over on Cut yet, what are you waiting for? KUTT.com, promo code SGPN. Just mentioned we got our own SGPN group on there. If you click around on the social tab, I am putting up my money. You can win literally my money. I deposit it. You can win it from me. And again, since it's peer to peer, the pricing is very good there for the player. Use a promo code SGPN. Get a 10% bonus. The ultimate put your money where your mouth is platform. So I see the chat lit talking a ton of trash against the Eagles. Come get my money over on cut.com, promo code SGPN. CJ, you're taking the Bucks +3. You can't. That's the other part is the Bucks are really they're a really tough buy as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In reality, this is the only team I can see the Eagles beating this weekend is Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
at playoff or non-playoff team. That's how bad Tampa Bay is. I wouldn't like going to Carolina this weekend.
Oh no,
I mean,
they barely pulled that out.
It's brutal.
Carolina kind of got robbed, and they had that fumble touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. I'd like to play Carolina. Put up 30 on Green Bay the other night, for crying out loud. No, I like Philly. As a matter of fact, I think I locked them in before. Closing line value. I had Browns 1.5 and Philly 2.5.
Ryan, we need to put this podcast in a sheath because we got some sharps in here.
Yeah, get some leather.
Yeah.
Kramer, what do you got?
All right, let's
prop me over here.
We're heading to so am I right to say we're on the Packers game?
That's right.
The chat is just saying, bring the ladders. Love it, CJ. Can't wait for the ladder chatter. Bring the ladders, baby. We save the ladders for the last spot.
I did say like the Kelsey ladder is ridiculous. Like you can. I didn't mention it, but 120 yards is 12-1.
Wow.
And CJ did give out a pretty crazy step ladder with 2 of there.
All right. Let's see what we got next.
That's more than a perch.
System play. You go simple research here. You pull up the Aaron Jones game log. What have you seen recently, Sean?
Yes.
Workload.
Oh, are you going rushing yards with Aaron Jones?
Well, it's a great question. You look at it.
I also got Aaron Jones. It's just such a good spot, and he's running so hard. Leading the league in rushing yards since his return.
How are you playing?
I'm going rushing yards. I'm keeping it simple, but I don't know. I don't have a great handle on his receiving yards. Maybe that's the way you attack it.
I kind of see a combo with him.
He has not really been getting a ton of work. I mean, 5 catches, but only 30 yards. Not a ton of huge yardage games, but the 21 carries, the 20 carries, the 22 carries.
Yeah, I'm keeping it simple. I mean, you could probably just do attempts, but I'll do yards in case he breaks one.
Now, maybe you think if they're falling behind, they're trying to deal with the pass rush. They're gonna be up big and they're gonna be pounding it. The cute way to play it is maybe to play the. But I'm with you. The rushing yards is only 72.5. It's a very low number. Even if he only gets what his projection is, I believe the carries is at 16.5. He would have to be fairly inefficient for how he's been to even end up there. He's been averaging close to 6 yards a carry. And so just some basic math, Sean. I know not everyone here is a math witch, but 15 carries at 6 yards a carry is 90 yards. We only need 72. So we can give back 15 yards, get to 5 yards a carry, be beneath his efficiency that he's been at, and we're still getting home. And so we only need 15 carries. That's not a game flow where they're having to dominate. And frankly, I think one of the mismatches they have against the Cowboys defensive line is the way they do run block. And so if I was LaFleur, I would certainly be looking to work it in. And please leave AJ Dillon on the bench. He sucks.
Yeah,
that was a bad draft pick. No big deal.
Move on.
We're moving on.
Quadzilla's done.
You have a young roster. Everyone's talking about it. By the way, Giants second youngest roster. No big deal. Aaron Jones over 72.5.
More enticement for Belichick to get in there.
Yeah.
They got Skarnecki as old assistant. They can bring the band back together.
Yeah, I'm also on Aaron Jones over rushing yards. It's right there for the taking.
It's a system play.
Yeah,
we love Aaron Jones in this price. Ever since I gave out 3 touchdowns, 45-1.
Kramer loves him more than I do, but
even
I you can't deny his workload these last few games, and it's working. Why would you change it?
Yeah,
their offense is clicking. CJ, what do you got
in that game? Unfortunately, my second favorite play behind the Browns is Dallas Cowboys this weekend. Even though
That is a disgusting act.
what's even worse, I made a bet on Green Bay plus 7.5, just because I love the number. I love that that hook was so juicy.
Play the sharp sound
Yeah.
effect. That's playing numbers, not teams.
Yeah.
That is sharp.
Haven't played the Cowboys yet, but I will eventually.
Well, I mean, DraftKings promo code SGP has them. I think sitting at a 7 right now.
Yeah, I think the game script Green and the way Jordan Love's been playing, which has been great. Not the greatest quarterback in the league, as some of the fans here on this. And
He's Patrick Mahomes. Don't you know?
He loves that back paddle pass. They've kind of adjusted the numbers on Jaden Reed, but they still haven't enough for what he's doing out there. He is their number one. He is their best. He's their most talented receiver out there. I mean, with Watson, is in and out of the lineup, and when he does come in, he comes right back out. Jaden Reed is someone he relies on. Yes, he's in the slot receiver, but they go to him a lot.
That was a slot.
Ton of receivers, and he can do a double. His numbers are 4.5, 49.5. I mean, I think he goes over both of those. But I'll stick with the yards of 49.5 just because, and it's just going to be a ton of volume. Both ladders, by the way. I'll just show you what they top off.
Yeah, let's just
Just see what the top off at.
Perch.
Not the official ladders, but since it's everyone loves the ladder chatter and the laddie daddy, I'll tell us. If you want to throw catches, which can easily happen on a slot receiver for Jaden Reed, that tops off at 9 catches at plus 11.19.
Ooh.
Crying out loud. 8 catches is 595. 7 catches is 325. So, in yardage, over 49.5, that tops all the way up at 110 yards at 10-1. 100 yards, which he's gotten a couple times this year, plus 650 for crying out loud.
What are we doing?
And what's the total on this game? 49. I mean, I think it's going to be Dallas is going to put up whatever number they want. So the Packers are just going to have to keep up. And I think, I think it's going to be back and forth. I love Jaden Reed.
Yeah, hard to not
He's
like
been
him.
good. I mean, again, he's another guy. Like,
He hasn't put up a nutmeg yet up in the last 6 weeks. Like he's just been putting up consistent numbers, and he's been flying over these totals.
It's bonkers. Yeah, and you're right. I think they think it feels like it still is maybe. Oh, Christian Watson's the number one.
Watson and Dobbs, and they
but
want.
he's probably not
Wicks.
coming back.
And who the hell's the other guy? Melton they're tossing out.
Bo Melton.
Yeah, Bo Melton. Actually, I wanted to look at a little Bo Melton
Yeah.
number. He looked good, but they
Not out yet,
they
huh?
didn't put up a number on him.
Well, and I can't even go to Tucker Kraft because now maybe
Right.
what's his face?
Tyler Croft. Or,
no, you're thinking about Musgrave.
Musgrave
yeah,
is
Musgrave
back.
is
Musgrave
back.
is back, kind of.
But I don't even care if Watson does come back. Reed doesn't move from that slot. And
No,
Reed's there, and
he's-
that's whom Jordan loves. If Watson is out, he expands his role.
Yeah.
But he's still going to get his volume no matter what.
Yeah. What I'm getting at is that his role is pretty locked in.
Yes.
Time for the ladder segment. Everyone's favorite. Get the stick. I like CJ's little ladder celebration.
Yeah, I get excited for that. Oh yeah, bring it
Oh,
up.
there you
I'll let
go.
you bring it up. I can't believe I forgot to bring my new colored ladders that I got
Oh.
last week. I apologize.
I did order,
had the VSiN.
CJ is
We
like,
are an inclusive
yeah,
organization.
CJ is in such a ladder hole. He sent us a photo of he was at a golf course diner.
Yeah.
Where there was a pastry display that was
And I asked the girl
that was a ladder that had
who might be
croissants.
19 behind the register where she got that ladder to serve Danish dishes. She had no idea what I was talking about. She goes, "What, a ladder? What do you mean?" And then I showed her photos of my, because I straight have a ladder addiction, if you will. And I was like, "Listen, I take ladders. I went to Joanne Fabrics the other day on Friday to get more like numbers for the ladders. I was asking the employees, "What about that ladder? Like that's ours. That's how we stock the shelves." I know, but what do you want for it?
Everything must go.
I'm a fiend. I need all the ladders.
CJ did send me a text of a photo of the Joanne ladder, employee ladder. He said not for sale.
Right.
Someone just changed. Oh, Dick Punchers in the Ladders Anonymous. LA.
LA.
is helping people. One day at a time.
LA, the LA district of LA.
I'll start because I like CJ to close it. Kramer, you can go next. For me, Khalif Raymond's been an interesting guy for me. Won me some money. Almost hit me man, $4,500 I would have hit on his first touchdown where he was at the 1 yard line. They didn't challenge it. He was in the end zone. Fucking Dan Campbell. Regardless, it seems like Khalif Raymond isn't going to play. You know who is going to play and eat up a lot of his snaps, and a guy who came in for him when he was injured, a man by the name of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yes,
and if you're the Rams, you're doing everything you can to slow down, some of the big Amon-Ra, St. Brown, even Josh Reynolds. Everyone's talking Josh Reynolds revenge game. You're going to be all over him. What about DPJ? He came into that Vikings game, 2 catches, 25 yards, and his snap count jumped up. What I'm getting at is he's the guy that's going to replace Khalif Raymond. And you look at his ladder, 28 yards, you're already at plus 211. 48 yards, you're up to 507. 68 yards, plus 1335. 78 yards for Donovan Peoples-Jones in this dome shootout type scenario. 2278. I'm pulling up his career games. He's only been in the league a few years. And listen to this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games of 78 yards or more in his career. You give him the targets, you got a shot. And not even some of the targets. He's got like a 2 catch 92 yard game, a 4 for 101, a 4 for 81, a 3 for 76. Just give this man some opportunities. I think he's eye test too. Like he's a solid receiver. DPJ is going to get you PAID. Let's go, baby.
Nice.
Oh man,
Yes.
this segment's really coming along.
I feel like
I feel proud of all this.
I feel like I always got to amp the.
Yes.
As a competitor.
For sure, it's a
CJ
show.
comes in. Comes in. He's like a guy spinning the ball on his finger. I got to up the game. I got to get dribble underneath. Go behind the back. Kramer,
that's why I'm debuting a new construction.
See, we feel the pressure to compete with CJ.
So I did a
steel sharpens steel.
Did a touchdown prop, as you mentioned. Khalif Raymond out. Jameson Williams back. It does sound like, but do they trust him? And guess who is number 2 in red zone opportunities for this team over the balance of the season, even above Mr. Sam Laporta, and that's Josh Reynolds. As you mentioned, Sean, the revenge narrative is strong. The Jared Goff on record trusts him, trusts that he's going to be in the right spot. They've even had him kind of fill in for that deep role over the last couple weeks, seeing the A-dot creep up. I certainly I thought about playing this a bunch of different ways, but I thought, you know what? It's about the touchdowns. I'm kind of high on Goff being able to do some damage against this secondary, even though Sean pointed out wisely, schematically Goff is at a disadvantage, but I think these players just don't have it. Reynolds touchdown ladder, Sean.
Woo.
What's
that?
Anytime 3-1.
Wow.
2 touchdowns, 25-1. So here's how I would recommend you play this. You go half a unit on the 1 touchdown. You go 40% of a unit on 2 touchdowns. Then you put a sliver of a unit, that 10%, 3 touchdowns, 120-1.
What?
He does have a 2 touchdown game this
That's what
year.
I mean, absolutely. When he gets them, he does seem to get them in bunches, doesn't he?
This game could be a shootout.
Could be. It
and
is.
again, if they do take Amon-Ra out and Laporta is not playing, they're saying he was limited at practice, so maybe he's out there, but he's banged up. Certainly don't hate the idea of having Josh Reynolds.
I think the Reynolds ladders and DPJ fire on each of those guys because you'd never.
They're different angles. You're saying, hey, this guy's going to get a 20% snap share and he's going to catch enough balls to get to 50 yards. I'm saying, hey, Reynolds last week without Jameson Williams led the team in snap share at 88%, and even with Jameson, he's sitting there in the 70 to 75% range. So, and also those pressure spots, right? The same reason you like Kelsey this week, the same reason you like Aaron Jones. Teams tend to narrow that distribution during the postseason. The snaps matter more, the plays matter more. You're more likely to concentrate your targets on the studs. So, Josh Reynolds, secret stud of the Detroit Lions, touchdown ladder.
CJ.
Wow. Well, I'm already saying I said in my mind that I forgot the new ladders,
Oh,
the
wow.
physical ladders. The reality was my therapist's recommendation for my ladder addiction. Jeff Van Vonderen said, "Do you need the toys?" He called them toys. And I agreed with him for my mature process, but now I'm looking back in regret already. What the fuck does he know? Ladders is my life. Life is my ladders. I will never do this again. I'll bring it back. But in that game, and first of all, I don't buy that shit about the schematic is bad for golf. The Rams defense, quarterbacks light them up. Tyrod Taylor just lit up that Rams defense. Flacco in his first game back from the couch lit him up. I mean, this Rams defense gets torched by quarterbacks.
I tend to agree with you.
The secondary just doesn't have it. You can schematic all you want, and like you were saying, Kramer, like, oh, McVay knows golf. Okay, yeah, he knew that system that he played for the Rams, which was terrible years ago. He's adapted. He's changed. They run a different whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. CJ and I were commiserating on how dumb it was, how much people are talking about McVay, knowing every.
I think there is. I see that, but I would say
this isn't a Gruden Rich Gannon situation where they ran the same exact offense going into the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
But I do think Sean McVay was with Jared Goff every day for years.
Yes.
And if Jared Goff has some weaknesses or tendencies, Goff might. I pointed out that as like a basic point. Raheem Morris, their defensive coordinator, versus Goff in those 4 games where Goff hasn't looked great. I think that is a bigger point.
Okay.
Than that, but I still think he kind of.
I did do a deep dive on some of those defenses. Much better secondary. Much better secondary.
Absolutely.
Sure,
That's good.
Right. Every point, if you put it under a microscope, looks like dog shit.
That's what I do.
Right.
Yeah. Or, well, come on. Am I gonna do that to all your points? Oh, your betting splits. You bring up when they benefit you. Oh, hey, Ryan. I noticed the team you like here is 80% of the bets. You forgot to mention that.
I owe it to the audience to go as deep as necessary. I'm called a snorkeler when it comes to the college basketball, but not football. Take your snorkel mask and shove it right up your ass. Well, some people might.
Don't
like
do that.
Well, luckily,
unless you like it, then
that's
who
how,
are we to judge?
That's how Richard Gere got the small mouse up his butt.
Yeah, Jerry Penicola,
Allegedly.
Philadelphia.
Allegedly.
Golf isn't part of my ladder because obviously quarterback ladders are never really that great. Unless touchdown passes, but we're not going that way. Although I do have the Gen parlay with that. I do believe Goff and Stafford both have monster games.
Yeah, I mean,
thank God for this game in general. Thank God. When I mean God, I mean Carson Wentz. Thank God to Carson Wentz, the Hunter
Ginger
Christian,
Jesus,
for making this game happen with his 17 rushes for 52 yards and pulling it together. He's the real MVP. He really is. Because this game would not have happened without for him pulling out that game out of his ass against the 49ers.
Yeah, would anyone want to see Cowboys Rams?
That'd be brutal. We already saw that nonsense. Yeah, absolutely. We saw both of those. But this we see now. We got Kelly Stafford bitching because she can't get a suite, and then when people are banning the jerseys, you know how hard it is to bring 4 girls to a game in Detroit. They were there. The Lions fans were there for a tough time. She said they're tough times. What tough times did you have, Kelly Stafford? You lived in Grosse Pointe with a $200 million contract.
Yep.
People in Detroit had a tough time. But that being said, Stafford's gonna have a monster game. And I'm gonna go to a guy. You guys love, and that's DeMarcus Robinson.
Oh, this is perfect.
DeMarcus Robinson last month, has it been? He's become a part of this offense, not just like an emerging,
out of nowhere.
Right? Absolutely out of nowhere. Of course, Cooper Kupp and Puka are good, but I think there's gonna be plenty to go around. I think they all get it. But if you want to look for ladder value, you go for someone like DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah,
and we're talking laddie value now. His number's 3.5, 41.5. We'll go with the yards, 41.5 yards. He'll fly over that. Stafford's throwing for 350 in this game. We'll start off at 82 yards, gets you plus 343. Then we'll we're going through the plant, the Ford plant here in Detroit. We're going to go up to the second level, 92.5 yards is plus 577. And now we're going to the the Plymouth building.
Oh, great view.
Great view up there.
Great view.
That's 101 yards easily for DeMarcus Robinson, plus 886, and we're still not even all the way to the top. We're going to put
Eiffel Tower.
we're going to put that half unit
Wobbly.
in Detroit. We're going to put that half unit on the Silverdome, which you could have before they blew up. You could buy for like $20.
$500,000. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Something like that, and then blow it up yourself. 111.5 yards for DeMarcus Robinson pays 14-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, 100.
111 yards.
He's had 2 of those games in his career, and CJ, I would say to your point there, the biggest telltale sign that he is a part of the offense. They rested him last week.
Exactly.
You only have so many Ben Skoroneks on that roster. Some of these guys have to play.
And now watch out. Now I love Puka just like the next guy. He almost fit into my White Angle Sports release for half the year. Because he appeared.
Throw the challenge flag.
Well, he appeared right to the D-backs, which was the most important part. They didn't realize
curly hair.
They didn't realize till week 12 that he was like a Polynesian or something.
Yeah.
But the point is, he is a rookie, and it is a playoffs. And if you have a couple drops, Stafford's going to trust veterans.
Oh.
And DeMarcus Robinson is a veteran who he's obviously
Crafty
trusted the last month. So
and a veteran with postseason experience.
Absolutely. And excellence.
Tyreek Hill wasn't the only receiver to leave the Chiefs after the 2021
Goddamn
season.
right. So I'm liking DeMarcus Robinson at 100 yards, a plus 86. I love this ladder. I think he flies over 3.5 and 41.5.
Let's get it.
And a great shootout that is game.
Alrighty. Hey, we got our Degen's only parlay. Before we do that, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Get in over on the Pick'em. They also have the playoff best ball. Ryan and I have been firing on a bunch of those drafts. So fun over on Underdog Fantasy. And of course, use a promo code SGPN. Get the 100% deposit match up to $100. And Hall of Fame bets. Love us some Hall of Fame bets. I mean, the Parlay Optimizer, the player props research tool. It's just so fun. I mean, when you're diving in for these props episodes, maybe you're quote unquote in the lab today, tomorrow, getting ready for Super Wild Card Weekend. Fire up Hall of Fame bets, 50% off your first month. So if you don't like it, you're not out that much cash. And again, reasonably priced, very easy. You can cancel anytime, but you're not going to. Like the tools make it way easier to do your research. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or use the promo code SGPN. HOFBets.com. Let's get it. Degen's only parlay. Kramer, you want to
start?
start?
Ready for this?
Yeah.
It's the debut of the 2x4. So I'm just heading back to the lumber room.
I imagine.
I'm getting a custom cut. I'm having the guy. He's gonna cut it for me because I'm not gonna do that shit myself.
We need to get Jake maybe to work up the Rock in Walking Tall. I feel like he walks around. I feel like I have images of him walking around
with the 2x4.
Yes.
Wasn't there a wrestler who also had the 2x4?
Jim Hacksaw Dunnigan.
There you go.
What are you talking
Maybe
about?
that's
Look at the movie poster for Walking Tall.
The 2x4.
It's holding the 2x4.
There's been like 10 different Walking Talls.
Yeah.
By the way, and one thing has been common: the 2x4.
So the 2x4, a versatile tool both in kicking ass and construction, and now betting. All right, here's the premise: 2 touchdowns across 4 players.
Okay.
So 4 things have to happen. Wild card weekend: Isaiah Pacheco 2 touchdowns.
Done.
Josh Allen 2 touchdowns.
Done.
Aaron Jones 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans 2 touchdowns. What do you think that pays?
0, because Mike Evans ain't getting 2 touchdowns.
Mike Evans has a great matchup. Mike, so what do you think that?
See
pays?
what I did there, CJ? That would pay. Oh, I don't know, Ryan. I mean, probably like 45 to 1.
45 to 1 plus 148 400.
What?
1,484 to 1.
Oh, wow, that's a nice 2x4.
Isaiah Pacheco,
Pacheco,
Josh Allen
are locked in.
Aaron Jones, Mike Evans, all 2 touchdowns. I've already locked this in.
My only problem with Evans, yes, it is a great matchup, but I mean, he faltered down the stretch mainly because Baker is broken. Baker is broken.
Dare you? That Eagles defense. I mean, I don't know if you just watched Tyrod shred them.
I see Tyrod shred. I see Tyrod shred everyone that comes in front of him, though. Thank God Tyrod's not in the playoffs right now. They beat up on the Rams. They beat up on the. I mean, everyone. They beat up every one of these playoff teams.
All the wild card teams essentially allowed the Giants' offense to shred them very recently.
You're talking about Tyrod Taylor, who's a special player.
Who you guys playing this week, Ryan?
Well, what do you mean?
That's right. No one. Go Birds.
That was his premise. The world's lucky the Giants aren't.
No, I know.
Play. The Giants and their second youngest roster with their new elite offensive line
what pick
coach.
do they have?
They have the 6th pick. They have 4 picks in the top 70. Thanks for asking.
Nice.
I already got that.
You already
down.
got your draft talking points.
I got that one down.
I'm gonna just build on top of my ladder. I like DPJ.
Whoa. Have you had inspection yet? Is that safe?
CJ,
rebar.
CJ is the closest thing we have to OSHA, so I'll get him to weigh in.
I'll give it a hold.
We like it. I like him for receiving yards. DPJ. What if he gets a little touchdown? Donovan Peoples-Jones, 2 touchdowns, 110-1. I mean, he had 30% of the snaps last week filling in for Khalif Raymond. Now that Khalif Raymond most likely is going to be out, he's a receiver in their offense. It's going to be out there for, I'm going to say, at least 70% of the snaps. Like, that is a formula to get some touchdowns. And come on, I'm all in on this DPJ angle. And if you want to get really crazy, if you're saying, hey, and he does have a 2 touchdown game already in his career. And he's only played 50 games. So, 2% chance at 110-1. I'm in. Now, what if you think, hey, he has 2 touchdowns, but I still kind of like the Rams. DPJ 2 touchdowns, Rams money line, reverse correlation, 350-1. Yes. Now, you're walking tall.
Sean, it looks like we have some sort of city expert here. Definitely confirming you're going to need a permit for that kind of construction.
Dick Puncher saying this parlay speaks to me. I'm betting this. Yeah. I don't know if it was in response to yours.
You do need a permit, but I believe you will be able to bribe under the table with potential winnings. So you give sell a little equity, sell a little cut of that. Say,
City Hall knows how to play ball.
Kick you a couple points over there.
Right there you go.
We got this. CJ.
All right, for my Degen parlay. First of all, real quick, I know we're not doing Sunday night touchdowns.
Nope.
But in that great game that Carson Wentz delivered us, to Jesus Christ, Carson Wentz, and it's just for the narrative. Why not? This fits into Degen parlay. I know he hasn't scored all year, nor has he tried to. But there's a situation where the guy who is coming back to his home city, who has the ball in his hands every single play that on offense. With his wife in a jersey band.
You know what? I looked at this and I almost considered it. Keep going.
Matthew Stafford has scored the first touchdown at 95-1 on Bet Online.
Do you think that as response to the jersey ban?
As response to the jersey ban, I can see McVay giving it to him. A sneak, he can do a thing. He can do some kind of like a bootleg. Anything could happen when the ball is in his hands. This many times down there in Lebanon, and because it's the narrative, you'll be killing yourself if this happens. You do not have Matt Stafford at 95-1, even Jared Goff at 40-1.
He does have the ball in his hand.
Goff. Now Stafford is obviously priced a little crazier for a reason, but going to Goff, he's had. I'm going to try and pull up his rushing touchdowns.
I think we've done this before, and it's actually 0.
But
no. Stafford is really low rushing touchdowns.
Goff, I can see too, because he's the one who has a reason to be angry. He was discarded, but they still don't even act like him. And he got snubbed by Stafford for the Pro Bowl.
Goff has 12 games with a rushing touchdown.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think. Yeah, he had 2 so far this year. Atlanta at home and Carolina at home. So yeah, I the Goff first touchdown stuff, and tune into the VSiN show 9:00 Friday night Pacific. We'll talk first touchdown stuff there. We'll add it into the sheet. I'm sure if you want to tweet it out, and then for the Sunday games, I'm sure we'll hit on it on the pregame.
Let me throw that
show,
Degen parlay out there.
Yeah.
Hold on, Matt Stafford rushing touchdowns in the postseason. He's got 3 of them.
Yes, sir.
He's got 3 of them in 7 games.
And I bet they how many have been in Detroit?
3. One of them.
Yeah, I mean he's scored a touchdown in that.
Oh no, wait, hold on. That was on the road in New Orleans. Actually,
it's still a dome. Still a dome.
Oh, I remember that game. They had Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. He can do this. He's a Georgia boy.
All right, I'll sprinkle.
Why? I mean, at 95-1, why are you not? That's insane. That's like not taking 2 at a rush for 26 yards.
It's a fair point.
All right. This is more of your up alley, the defensive touchdown. We're going to go bad weather defensive touchdown parlay.
Ooh.
We have 2 games of horrible weather. The first one, of course, being the Buffalo.
Yep.
Buffalo's plus 450 for the defensive score. Pittsburgh is 10-1 for a turnover-prone Josh Allen in a 50-mile-an-hour crosswind game. If you parlay just those 2 teams' defensive touchdowns, that's 50-1 that we're starting off with for Buffalo and Pittsburgh to both score a defensive touchdown. Now, if you had the other bad weather game, your Kansas City, Miami. Kansas City at 550, Miami at 9-1. First of all, didn't the Raiders score 2 defensive touchdowns against the Chiefs?
Yep.
In Kansas City, as they're doing trick plays on their own 5-yard line. So that's all for 2 games, 2 terrible weathers. Pete Prisco says it ruins football. I say you toss that 4-teamer in there, you use it to your advantage. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Miami, defensive touchdowns. It's 2,600 to 1.
Whoa. Get out
Ryan.
the calling card.
Ryan, he's dialing international.
Get the burner.
You hear that, Uruguay? CJ's calling. He's got your number.
Trying to call Atlantis.
Ryan, you fancy yourself a defensive touchdown expert. Have hit on a number of defensive anytime touchdowns. On
I
the
see
VSiN
no
show.
flaw in this logic.
Okay.
Right.
I see no flaw in this.
2
logic.
is wearing 2 gloves. So lock Kansas City.
Yes, I'm a little, Miami.
Anytime you hear about a guy's glove strategy
Right.
before the game, you're in fucking trouble.
I'm not worried about Miami. They're a 9-1. They're high odds, obviously, but the way Kansas City is loose with the ball in that weather, and they are an opportunistic defense.
-25 is pretty cold. All right, I do have some bonus ideas
Sure.
for. I was just scrolling around. This is over at DK. You can get Travis Kelce. So Travis Kelce plus David Njoku, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's 850 plus 850. It seemed like a fun little. And Travis Kelce, most receiving yards. Again, I understand it's cold, but the matchup is insane. 40 to 1.
Serial, I think you hit a nerve here with Serial. He said, I got a little chubbed up on that parlay, CJ. So.
Whoa.
You have to know when to come.
I mean, you gotta love a parlay that's alive all game like that. You know what I mean? Like when half the possession, all the possessions, you're alive. You're gonna defense touchdown any time. I mean,
that is what's great about that, because truly, and even as a guy, this was probably like 5 years ago. I think I covered a Chiefs bet with one of those like fumble Ruski last minute plays, and they're going to be running those in these type of games.
Absolutely.
And also, Josh Allen involved in any sort of games, always interesting for a. What did you didn't have Steelers in there, did you?
I did have Steelers.
Okay,
all
right.
4.
That's what I thought. Because Steelers
are 10-1.
Yeah,
Buffalo's
I was going to see what their
450.
price was individually.
And like I said, like Josh Allen and Mahomes, and these guys are sloppy with the ball. And
remember that playoff game in Houston where he was like holding the ball and then like randomly lateraling it? Like, yeah.
Even that Kadarius Toney play, Kelsey's launching it across the damn field. I mean, it's insane.
2 touchdowns for Josh Allen in the playoffs should be like -110.
Right. And like I said, when you're always alive, it's not like, God forbid Aaron Jones gets hurt, but like, something happens like that. Like, oh, well, that's gone. He's not going to get 2 touchdowns. You're always alive for 1 touchdown on a defense throughout the entire game.
That's true. And you get and make sure you get the special teams in there.
You gotta get special teams.
Read the fine print. Shout out to DK. They put the special teams in there. They're not frauds like those other guys.
All right.
Ban pools. Boo. Only defense. That's loser shit.
Yeah. Come on, DST for tutties.
Yeah.
Man. Awesome episode, awesome weeks, awesome week of content. Make sure you check out CJ Sullivan as well on the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Always a lot of fun there with the C-Generates. Check out all our shows this week. We got props, Ryan, the FFPC Playoff Challenge. That was a lot of fun. Sounds like we are doing our DFS episode tomorrow. Have you canceled the DFS episode?
No, we will be live.
Okay,
from beautiful
live.
Las Vegas. The win. We're a little bit of I'd say compact schedule, Sean.
Yeah,
so some are wondering, will there be time for you to play the slot on
always.
playoff weekend?
How's the slot?
And follow-up question. The slot, let's say the last 6 weeks hasn't been working all that well.
Oh, is we on
in
a
terms
heater,
of the Eagles' luck?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying the winning at the slot machine, but the Eagles team. Do you maybe play as a different team to avoid affecting the team in the last game of the season, or do you not care because Sirianni could get fired and maybe that's what you desire?
So much to unpack there.
I know.
The slot machine
Really just trying to screw up
it's a
the mojo.
powerful oracle, and I'll do whatever needs to get done come Friday night.
So we'll play as the Lions again.
Or
Maybe.
emotional hedge and run Tampa up. See what happens.
I was thinking maybe. Oh, you're right.
I'll tell you who I'm playing.
CJ, that's the ultimate hedge, because then if Tampa's ice cold, I'm feeling great. If I win a lot of money, all right, could be worse.
You shipped it.
You can find me playing as either the Texans or the Packers this week.
Oh, so wait, but Ryan, isn't that going to help the Browns? Maybe I'll play as the Browns.
No, it's been fair. I mean,
He's thinking of winning. He's thinking. He's thinking Raisin Brand, 2 scoops.
Well, I'm not
he's
worried about my
shipping the
money.
machine and he's shipping the Texans.
I am
bet.
not worried about my money. I'm solely worried about my my bets. Maybe I'll play as the Chiefs. Actually, haven't seen those beautiful highlights.
Austin in the chat saying, "Great show, fellas." Also asking, "Will the mustache be alive for the DFS show?" Ryan,
I do have I now have something came up. I got a meeting at the I got a meeting at the school before I got to go to the airport. So we'll see if there's time. For certain reasons, I need to have the beard and not a freshly shaved mustache when I show up to the school for this very serious meeting. So if there is time, 100%. If not, pregame show becomes the debut. We'll see.
Or Veasan.
I'll say, as a mustached man, it's very insulting that this is a loser bet that you have to wear what I walk around normal.
Well, CJ, first of all, I know I'm going to look good with the mustache.
Yeah, right. You're going to look good, strong.
That's why you make a bet.
Mustache is strong. Beard, you're hiding something. Mustache, you're out in front line.
That's true. I am hiding a lot with the beard.
Yeah, beards.
It's a great cover.
Also,
beards are deceitful.
It's also just lazy, right?
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Like the whole hair on the head, it's one cycle. It's just like shing. Can't wait for the future.
And get in on the playoff challenge as well.
Yes.
Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NFL playoff, and use the promo code playoffs now until the end of the month. 15% off. Get you some Bet Detective shirts, Ladder Company, a lot to grab there.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Clipboard.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, the second money green, and he is Ryan.
I can't get too close to the ladder lads for the next 30 days.
Kramer, let it ride.
Yeah.